Hi, and welcome to Gadget News and Review. We are home to some of the coolest gadgets, and the best consumer reviews online, buyer's guides and features. If you like our review, please subscribe for more upcoming reviews videos. Best LG Phones 2019, finding the best LG phone for you. You don't buy an LG phone because you want the most mind-blowing premium smartphone out now, but because they're reliable and rather affordable smartphones with some pretty unique features. Thanks to the hand gesture control and vein scanning tech in the LG G8 ThinQ, or the LG V50 ThinQ's dual screen option and 5G connectivity, LG phones have something for people who want a handset that's a little different. In particular, LG's affordable smartphone offerings might be tempting to you, and as such LG devices might be a good choice for people on the market who don't exactly need crazy features. If you're looking for a new phone and have set your sights on LG, then these are the best phones it sells right now, and we'll run you through what makes them stand out from the crowd. We constantly update this list when LG unveils new devices, if they're worthy, of course, or when software updates change the ranking in any way. We're expecting to hear about new LG device at IFA 2019, and the company recently released its first 5G offering, which is now on the list, so the rankings are always changing. 1. LG G7 ThinQ. The LG G7 ThinQ is the latest in one of LG's two flagship phone lines, the other being the V series. Although it has effectively been succeeded by the LG V40, the G7's lower price and high-end specs help it win out. The phone packs a powerful Snapdragon 845 chipset, giving it about as much horsepower as you could need. With 6.1 inches of high-resolution OLED display, it's definitely pretty where it counts and gets extra bright, helping visibility in direct sunlight. It's all rounded out by a glass front and back with a notch display. Overall, the design is uninspired, but serviceable. While LG's AI features are neat in theory, it's really the flexibility offered by the wide-angle camera on the back that helps the device stand out. On the media side, the LG G7 has surprisingly powerful speakers if you like to listen to music or podcasts directly from your smartphone. 2. LG V50 ThinQ. The LG V40 ThinQ is to the G7 what the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is to the Galaxy S9, a similar yet bigger and slightly higher spec sibling. The V40 has a 6.4-inch OLED display that's both sharp and ready to display HDR10 content. On top of that, the phone features a versatile 5-camera system with 3 on the rear and 2 on the front, even adding in HDR10 video recording. Unsurprisingly, the LG V40 also runs on a Snapdragon 845 chipset, but comes with 6GB of RAM by default. The notch display is another feature it shares with the LG G7. Audiophiles can enjoy the 32-bit quad DAC built-in and the support for DTS/X surround sound. If you're adventurous, the phone's IP68 rating against water and dust along with its MIL STD810G shock resistance are reassuring, so you don't have to worry as much about damaging your investment while out and about. 3. LG G8 ThinQ. The LG G8 ThinQ was LG's attempt at a futuristic phone. It has Hand ID that scans the veins in your hand to open the phone, and gestures that let you navigate the device just by waving your hand through the air above the phone. Not all of these work perfectly though, and so the LG G8 ThinQ doesn't exactly fill all its promises. But the handset still has some great features, like a cutting-edge chipset and a vibrating screen that functions as a speaker, so you can do a lot worse than it. 4. LG V50 ThinQ 5G. LG's first 5G phone, the LG V50 ThinQ 5G, is, well, it's the LV V40, but with 5G connection, really. There are a few spec upgrades here and there, and it's got all the dual-screen functionality that the previous phone had, but it's definitely a very similar device. So why is the LG V50 ThinQ 5G lower on this list than the V40? That's because it's being sold at a much higher price, which makes recommending it a tricky affair. It's even more expensive than certain 5G phones, when it perhaps doesn't justify it. Saying that, it's still an impressive device in a few ways, especially if you're a fan of the dual-screen setup, so it'll be a useful device for certain people. And if you're an LG fan who needs 5G connection, it's your only option. 5. LG V35 ThinQ. LG's V35 ThinQ may seem like it's on its way out, and it is, but it's not all that old yet. The phone still has 2018's top-of-the-line Snapdragon 845 chipset paired with 6GB of RAM, which has the potential to keep up with the demands of most smartphone users for the next couple years. And that's perhaps why the LG V35 still costs a bit more than we'd like to see. Its design is bland, with no all-screen display, notch, or anything like that. But it does have a large, 6-inch OLED display. The phone's rear camera system includes a wide-angle lens on one sensor, and it has 4K HDR video recording capabilities. While it may not be the most exciting phone in 2019, it still has life in its internals, so if you can find a good discount going on, it may be worth your while. 6. LG Stylo 4. A mid-tier phone doesn't have to be a bad phone, and that's clear with the LG Stylo 4. While we haven't had a chance to review it, it has a lot going for it at its price. The phone packs a large 6.2-inch display with a FHD Plus resolution, though it's not an OLED display. Still, the screen works with LG's active stylus, making it something of a budget Galaxy Note. It comes running Android 8.1 on a Snapdragon 450 chipset with 3GB of RAM, so it should offer decent performance for everything outside of gaming and heavy multitasking. Aside from the stylus and large screen, there's not all the much to truly get excited about. But it beats going with a 3-year-old flagship running a 3-year-old operating system just to save some money. 7. LG Q7 Plus. The LG Q7 Plus is an upgraded version of the LG Q7, itself a minor upgrade from the Q6, and is a decent phone at a good value. The immediate catch is that it's not the best phone for every carrier, though there is a special edition that comes unlocked. That said, if you're on T-Mobile or Metro, it's a great mid-budget option. The Q7 Plus offers a 5.5-inch display with a FHD Plus resolution. It may not be OLED, but it also doesn't have the thickest bezels you'll find on a cheap phone. But the Q7 Plus makes up for its so-so looks with its internals. The phone's Snapdragon 450 chipset inside is paired with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. It runs Android 8.1 out of the box, so it won't feel overly dated anytime soon. LG hasn't announced when the Q7 Plus will get the latest, Android 9 Pie. It even gets an aluminum frame and an IP68 rating, so you don't have to worry about a bit of rain killing this phone. If you don't want to spend a lot, this is definitely one to look at. If you're not a serious smartphone user and just want something that's good enough on a budget, the 2018 model of the LG G8 is a decent pick. The Snapdragon 425 chipset and 2GB of RAM should do the job for light use, like texting, emailing, and web browsing. The 5-inch screen is even HD, with decent contrast provided by LG's in-cell technology. The plastic back and thick bezels don't make this a sexy phone, but it's substantially cheaper than any of the other handsets on this list, discounts notwithstanding. Just plan on getting a micro SD card if you anticipate taking a lot of photos or recording a ton of video, as the small 16GB of storage is partially taken up by the OS and pre-installed software.